My son was born on 25th February 2005. When he was about 4 months old, he started showing signs of paleness, which prompted us to consult a pediatrician in Shiliguri. The doctor conducted a blood test and found that his hemoglobin level was 8.6. The doctors prescribed an iron tonic for a month. Again, a blood test was done after a month, and it was found that his hemoglobin count was 6.3. This rapid fall in hemoglobin caused an alarm, and the doctor immediately suggested us to go for electrophoresis. The test showed that he had E-beta thalassaemia. We could not believe our ears, so we went to South India for a second opinion, where it was confirmed that our son was indeed suffering from E-beta thalassaemia.
On 26th April 2006, we approached Dr. Ashish Mukherjee in Kolkata, who for the first time showed us some ray of hope. Thereafter, Moinam was put under medication, and we used to follow up with him every 3 months. The doctor informed us that stem cells are the only source to save Moinam's life, which can give a permanent cure. We were also told that HLA matching is an important factor in case of stem cell transplant. For that, he advised us to plan for a second baby so that her cord blood could be preserved and used for transplant to save Moinam. After conceiving my second baby, I had to undergo certain tests within 8 to 10 weeks of my pregnancy. In order to ensure that the stem cells can be used, the donor must be free from E-beta thalassaemia major, and the cells must be at least 66% match if taken from cord blood. We came in touch with Dr. Prashanta Chaudhary from cordlife, who instructed us on how to go about the process of cord blood banking. In 2005 also, when our son was born, we were unaware of cord blood. But after undergoing all the process in search of the right treatment, we came to know about cord blood and that how valuable it is for anybody in life and for future too.
Our journey began with cordlife since the time of our second issue delivery. Dr. Mukherjee had given us the number of Dr. Prashanta Chaudhary and asked us to get in touch with him for collection of our daughter's cord blood. We were in discussion with Dr. Chaudhary regarding collection of the cord blood, its costing, procedure, etc. when our daughter was about to be born.
So when this baby was born, in Shiliguri, about 500 kilometers from Calcutta, phlebotomists from cordlife went and collected the cord blood at the time of delivery. It was sent back to Calcutta to a laboratory where it was processed, tested and stored in liquid nitrogen. 1 year before, they came back to us asking how would they go ahead for the transplantation in an attempt to cure Moinam. We suggested them that they should go to Dr. Ashish Mukherjee once again, and they should get both the recipient, that is Moinam, and the donor, that is Ohoma, the new girl child that was born, their tissues to be matched against human leukocytic antigen, and if it matched, they could go in for a transplantation. And we got the news after a month that both of them were 100% match. That was a 6/6 match. It was on the 3rd of April 2011, the umbilical cord blood was released from cordlife's laboratory. We carried this in vapor phase of liquid nitrogen in a container known as Cryoshipper Mini. Then we took it to the nursing home. We thawed the cells. We processed it once again, washed it such that the final volume was 100 ml. Then we transfused it to Moinam. After this, we also attempted to collect a bit of bone marrow from Ohoma such that we became doubly sure of the outcome of the stem cell transplant.
For any transplant, they are very much immunosuppressed because of high dose chemotherapy for a long time, and also if we use the cord blood, because of the preservation system for a long time, the susceptibility of fungal infection is much more. That's why we have to give prophylactic antifungal, antiviral to all these patients. Chemotherapy to destroy the patient's own bone marrow which is defective. We know that in thalassaemia, the hemoglobin which is synthesized is broken down because of the defective globin synthesis. So, first of all, we have to totally destroy the patient's own bone marrow and give the mixture of the new bone marrow and cord blood. So, by giving very high dose chemotherapy, which is called myeloablative chemotherapy, we will totally destroy the defective marrow, on which the rest of the marrow from donor or mixing of cord blood will start working in the field. Definitely there is a need now to store the cord bloods, because definitely if we singly use the bone marrow, even if the donor is matched, the mixing of cord blood and bone marrow is definitely superior. That's the same thing we have proved in this case. So if we can preserve the cord blood, and at the earliest by the age of 2 years, when the patients we can collect some amount of bone marrow, we do the transplant. It will be very early stage for the patient, and we can save the patient.
My overall experience of so intimately working with this case, starting from the umbilical cord blood collection, processing, testing, cryostorage, storage, and the transplantation itself, has been one unique experience. You know, I have done a transplant in 2001 where I was involved with the collection procedure and not really with the transplantation one. But when you see that the stem cells which was actually processed by you and kept into the liquid nitrogen, hoping that the cells would retain its viability and will be able to cure someone of the disease, is a dream of yours. But when you actually take the box of stem cells out, thaw it, reconstitute it, wash it, and then transplant it to a recipient whose own cells are zero, and at the end of the 3rd week you can see 1, 2, 3 WBCs slowly coming into the circulation, and you get the assurance that the cells which you had processed, which you had kept in liquid nitrogen, has worked and is responsible for producing those new cells. That gives you an assurance, that gives you a confidence, and that gives you something which no other material relief in the world can give you.
Once my son recovers, I will take him back home and will try to bring him back to normal life. He will be admitted to school. For other suffering children, I would like to cite the example of my son and try to convince them so that they at least try for this therapy. Now that I have been coming here for a month with my son, I see other thalassaemic children too. They come for blood transfusion or for regular checkups. Their parents come to know of our story and tell us that we are lucky that our son is recovering. We feel bad for them at that time because we know what they are going through. So we try to tell them that they can also go for such therapy by going for another child and preserving the cord blood.